Next month, voters in Sonoma County could reshape the agriculture industry in the area. They'll decide on Measure J, a contentious ballot measure with the potential for wider implications.
The yes and no sides have been competing here for the attention of voters, really through yard signs, rallies, and plenty of mailers. KTVU political reporter Greg Lee takes a much deeper look into what is at stake.
Hundreds of thousands of chickens are housed on Mike Weber's farm in Petaluma. The agricultural roots run deep for Weber. 4 generations of his family have tended to these chicken houses.
I grew up on it. My house is right over there. My grandma's house is right next door. Our family's been producing eggs here in Sonoma County since 1912.
Every day, the farm produces about 500,000 eggs that are processed, packed, and sold at grocery stores. In November, Sonoma County voters will decide on a measure Weber believes has the potential to end his family's legacy.
It would just take the egg basket of the world and put an end to it.
Advocates and supporters of the measure see it very differently.
Operating in secrecy are factory farms, and they're polluting our waterways. Almost every single waterway in Sonoma County is impaired. There's been documented animal abuse at these facilities. So myself and other locals feel like they don't belong here in the county.
The contentious debate over Measure J has captured the attention of the county's nearly 500,000 people. Street signs dot neighborhoods and dirt roads, both sides expressing strong opinions about the impact of a yes or no vote.
Should this pass, our county, the way it is today, the food we have here today, it will go away. Our whole county will change.
Using the ballot measure process to take the power back and directly pass legislation that protects the community when the government fails to do so.
A coalition of more than 40 environmental and animal rights activist groups gathered 37,000 signatures qualifying for the ballot. If Measure J passes, Sonoma County farms with more than 700 dairy cattle or 82,000 laying hens will be required to downsize or close within 3 years. It would prohibit new large farms from opening. Sonoma would be the first county in the nation to put a ban on concentrated animal feeding operations, or CAFOs, a term used by the EPA for regulating agricultural discharge. Activists use the term factory farm interchangeably.
There are current regulations in place with the Clean Water Act and the MPDES system, but those regulations are failing us.
The yes side believes the measure would impact about 24 farms, including Weber's, though the exact number is disputed. Dana Ghirardelli, executive director of the Sonoma County Farm Bureau, says the number doesn't matter.
In my estimation, 1 farm is too many. And if we have farms that are going out of business, it's going to create a complete trickle-down effect. It doesn't matter what size farm you are, what you produce, you're going to be negatively affected.
The Sonoma County Board of Supervisors commissioned an economic impact report which showed Measure J would result in the loss of more than $400 million and more than 1,300 jobs.
It's not a report on Measure J at all. It looked at eliminating all animal agriculture and is no way related to the measure. So to me, that report is not valid.
We have the right to do so. You're not allowed to do this. We have the right to do this.
In 2018, activists from Berkeley-based Direct Action Everywhere stormed Weber's farm in protest of alleged abuse of animals, live streaming it on social media. Some took chickens they claimed they were rescuing. A few have been charged with crimes.
It didn't help our animals. It only exposed them to potential viruses. It didn't help anything here. It only created an animosity between 2 different groups.
Direct Action Everywhere is part of the group supporting Measure J, Weber pointing to their tactics as cause for concern.
To me, it's actually just a distraction, and this footage and the trial is just a distraction because they don't want us to actually talk about the measure, which is trying to end factory farming.
And it still has another day to go to dry out, but it will be just like rocks when it's done.
Eager to dispute allegations of animal abuse and polluting the environment, Weber provided a tour of his farm. He showed us the passive drying system to take chicken manure and turn it into organic pellets. He also opened up the doors to his chicken houses, emphasizing they meet federal and state regulations and other third-party animal welfare standards to earn labels like certified humane.
Animal welfare is critically important. If you stress an animal, she doesn't give you an egg, she doesn't put on weight, she doesn't give milk. So we all understand that animal welfare is the #1 job.
Weber says the farm is still recovering after they were forced to kill 550,000 chickens in December after an outbreak of bird flu. One thing both sides of the measure do agree on: if a ban like this succeeds in a place like Sonoma County, it could gain traction elsewhere.
Our long-term vision in the coalition is to phase out factory farms completely.
This is a county that if we can beat it here, we can take it everywhere.
If you can demonstrate passage of this type of ballot measure here in America's Provence, it can spill over or spin out to other jurisdictions.
It'll be voters who decide the outcome of this debate, and both sides are urging people to educate themselves before they head to the ballot box. In Sonoma County, Greg Lee, KTVU, Fox 2 News.